This we're in there like swimwear, old son.
Damn, he's got a Kirkley sticker.
Kirkland's?
Dude, there's like 4 Kirky stickers in here.
Yeah.
Kirkley?
You got a rep.
Kirkland's.
Yeah.
Kirkland's?
I like Kirkies, man.
They are comfy. They're a lot
I
better
love
than
Kirkleys.
carbon fiber.
I would, yeah.
I like your setup there.
I don't like the
It's
idea
weird.
of
Quite the mic
carbon
stand.
fiber seat behind me.
Yeah. I don't know. I was trying not to hit you in the head.
The backbreaker
Yeah, it's
4,000.
okay.
That's
We'll give her a
been the
shot.
experience, I hear.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay.
So,
Well,
We have a guest. You want to introduce yourself?
yes, I am Matt Coil. I drive this cute little drop top behind us. We just finished it. So I'm going to get back out there here pretty soon. Start doing some more racing. Been out of the game for like 6 years
Yeah.
as a spectator, and it sucks. So I'm ready to be not a spectator anymore. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
Right on.
What are we working with? What are the updates? Give her
So-
a rundown.
It's a blower car now. It was nitrous before. The motor is kind of the same. It's still a 383 stroker motor. It's just an iron block now, and we upgraded pretty much everything else. It's still the same crank, rods, and pistons. So,
Nice.
and yeah, Rich at RCE kind of spec'd everything out for me and measured everything, and then I put it together in this garage. Threw it in there.
Fuck
We
yeah.
got a Centrifugal Specialties gear drive on the front of it now, an X10, and an F3D 106 Procharger, which is basically just like it's like the slightly bigger brother to the F1X. It's basically an F1X wheel with a big F3 gearbox.
I got you.
So I can do like all those throttle whacks and stuff without breaking it. So
Yeah, it's kind of bulletproof.
yeah, a lot of guys were complaining that the F1X, it's got such a big wheel on such a tiny gearbox. They were breaking them pretty easy, doing stupid shit. So I was like, well, I don't really want to break a $6,000 supercharger. So Cornbread from TKM, of all people,
Yep.
needed a F1X. And so I sold it to him. And then it was like the luckiest thing in the world because that it was like the week before this deal went down. I found that Procharger in Illinois, so I drove up there and got it. This dude bought it for his car, and then like I guess he wrecked his car, so didn't really need it anymore. So I got a pretty sweet deal on it. So here we are.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's geared for like probably 26-ish or so pounds.
Nice.
So we'll see what that does, and then we'll go from there. If I need to change it out and
Go bigger.
go bigger. I mean, this is like a little punk motor, really. So I don't want to hammer it too hard, but yeah, if we could get to like the 12 or 13 era, ballpark to the tire, I think that would be fun. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did it make prior to this? Are you going to be ready for it?
It's going to be a totally different car.
Yeah, it's
so,
gonna be crazy.
No, I'm going to have to really get some seat time and learn everything.
Yeah,
all over
burnouts
again.
and everything.
Before, when it was on nitrous, it made like 600 horsepower or something like that. So we're probably going to double that. So, I mean, I hope we double it. That would be nice. You
Yeah.
know,
I think it'll
for
be
all the
pretty
money
easy.
spent.
I don't
you
think
know.
you're going to have any problems.
Yeah, so it'll be a learning curve for sure. It's on alcohol, which is also a huge learning curve. Mo is tuning it, so I'm in good hands there, I feel like. And then we're just going to, Saturday it actually goes on the dyno. We're going to try and get the tune roughed in a little bit better.
Hell yeah.
And maybe do a couple little teaser pulls or something and see what happens. But it's got some heat cycles on it and stuff, so, it could probably handle a little bit. I really don't want to beat the living crap out of it yet, but
Right out of the gate, yeah.
right out of the gate, just pound something out on the dyno, and
Yeah. I don't blame you there.
I would love it to last just a little while.
Yeah.
If I can get a season out of it, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, shit. If you even make 900,
yeah, I'd be.
this
I'd be
car
okay.
hooks and books. You're gonna be fast.
Yeah.
You're gonna go fast. You're gonna be competitive.
It's always had like a really, it's like dumb luck as far as hooking.
Yeah.
It was when it was a nitrous car. I didn't have like hardly any of the suspension stuff that I really should have.
Yeah.
It was just like Coney shocks and some iBox springs and stuff, and it was like it was hard for anybody to 60-foot with me back then.
Yeah.
I mean, we were hitting it with all the nitrous right out of the gate. So
that's the best though.
I would
You got
60-foot
to.
with just about anybody, and then things.
And then
would
you
go
get out
south
there and
after.
you're like, no, like fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I would run into. I never had that extra kit.
Yeah.
Extra
6,
two.
7 years ago, that's when, literally everybody had turbo LS stuff, and it was hard keeping up with them on the top end.
Pretty much everyone still has
Yeah.
turbo stuff.
Yeah.
We put that nano nitrous kit on. Mo put that on for me, and it helped a little bit with the top end because it'd keep your bottle pressure consistent and everything, and it definitely helped not let the
Be
turbo
more
cars,
consistent, yeah.
not let them get away as fast. But
Yeah, it was always hard.
yeah,
Yeah. I had to go to the dark side.
yeah. How's that working out for you?
I don't know yet. We don't know. We don't know yet. Do not know yet.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm with you. I'm not going to probably push to 12. I'll be happy at 9 or 8
Yeah.
for now. I need to get going from a nitrous car to a turbo car is a lot different. So
yeah.
I actually maybe have some wheel
Absolutely.
speed now. And
Mm-hmm.
I've seen guys have staging problems going from one power outer to the other. Like a nitrous guy will go to a turbo, and then you'll forget to bump in because you're so used to just hammering on the trans brake and
Yeah.
flooring
Yeah.
it immediately.
I can
I'm
see that.
hoping I'm going to avoid bumping. I just want to be on the line. Hopefully I can build a
Yeah.
boost that way. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you'll just have to wait until you get on there and
Yeah.
see what it's
Yeah, I mean,
spooling up
testing.
like and stuff.
Bang a bang, skeet skeet.
Yeah.
I know when it sits there and when Mo had it on 10 pounds, I was so happy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's a happy little
I
fella.
was
Boost
so
noises.
happy. I don't even care if I race. I just sit out there and just let it bang off the rev limiter.
Hey, you should have went to IFO then. You could have
Oh.
joined the two-step
There you go.
competition.
Yeah. They
We'll
had-
get into that in a little while
It's like the
here.
Super Bowl of banging it off the limiter there.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Damn.
But so I saw you out at Streetcar Takeover. Car looked great.
Yeah,
So,
thank you, man.
that was
Thank
probably
you.
like your first show after
That is
everything,
the first
right?
outing for this car in like the last 6.5 years or 7 years or whatever it is.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I was really excited to get it out there. I wanted to make World of Wheels, but it just wasn't happening with the schedule and everything. So, getting parts and everything is hard, and a lot of times you don't know what you need until you get in there and start putting stuff together,
Yep.
and then realize that you need something different.
Yep.
So I was really happy to get out there. It was pretty awesome. By the time I wasn't sure that I was going to actually make it. So by the time I was like, yeah, the lights at the end of the tunnel, we're going to make it,
Yeah.
The only thing that they had available as far as for tickets go was the judged class, which you had to submit a picture of your car and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like, oh, let's just do that.
Fuck it.
I wasn't expecting to like get anything or
Yeah.
whatever. And it wound up getting a top 20 trophy. So
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
super stoked about that.
Congrats.
It really kind of validates all the hard work and
Yep.
everything I put in. I appreciated that. That was
How does
nice.
it feel to be with two celebrities? We got two top 20 winners.
Hey,
over here.
hey, it could have been a different story if I was in the judge class. You know what I'm
Should
saying?
we like scoot our chairs down a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
these.
these guys kind of stink a little bit.
We can meet on the streets.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shit.
But no, that's it.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
well
it looked-
deserved, man. You-
Yeah, definitely.
Cars.
Definitely.
Appreciate
There was no arguing. I mean, I took a look at the car. I mean, I saw pictures on it first on Facebook and stuff. I'm like, damn, that thing is
Pictures don't
beautiful.
do it justice at all.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Shit,
it.
the car was beautiful 2 years ago when I saw it.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
We came over
It's
about
only
those
got
brakes.
51,000 miles on it.
So
That's
My
it.
car had 215 when I pulled out the stock Ellis one.
Yeah. No, I'm one of those idiots that takes like a low mileage car and drags it out. That's me.
yeah,
Well, at least, I mean, it's not an SLP convertible, at least. Is it a SS SLP?
It's a real SS. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Had a-
I drove all the way down to New Orleans to get this car from the original owner, if I remember right, who ordered it from Chevrolet. So
That's badass.
Yeah, it was.
2-owner car.
I started with a nice car, which is kind of what I wanted
Well,
to do.
that's time and money ahead because you're not fixing rust or
Body work
any
and
other hack jobs that have gotten
Right.
it before you.
Yeah, it's never been hit.
Or like me, my own
repaired.
hack jobs.
At least you're the one that did it.
Yeah, at least I'm the one.
You know the
Hacked
ins
it.
and outs. So how long have you owned the car?
I've owned it probably about 12 or so years now.
So you bought it. It was completely factory, right?
It had the original 383 stroker motor in it,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
and it was a 6-speed car. Other than that, yeah, it was pretty much stock. Everything was fairly untouched.
Did you race it on bottle with a stick shift?
Initially, I did.
Initially.
Yeah, and I realized that that's not really a great idea. So I put the Turbo 400 in it, and that really kind of changed everything as far as for my racing because I was able to go a lot faster with
Yeah.
it
Oh, fuck yeah.
instead of doing all these rolls and all this other
Yeah.
stupid stuff. I was able to actually go out and dig and
Yeah.
get out of the hole and 60 foot with some people, and it was pretty nice. So
how
Yeah.
how far into it did you put the cage in?
Well, originally it had like a Wolf 4-point roll bar in it, and so we've been calling the car guillotine because originally I'm kind of a tall dude, and so when I was in the car, my head was actually above the roll bar. Like it served no purpose whatsoever, really. So, when I was, getting ready to put this cage in, one of my friends or Brian Jackson or somebody said that roll bar would make a better guillotine than a roll bar. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So originally it went to Brian Jackson for I think it was like the 6 or the 8-point, the original cage that was in it. And then I added a few bars and I did all the front bars and stuff. He actually bent the bars for the bay, for the engine bay. So yeah, he bent all that up, and then I just kind of like, stuck it in there. I think it was probably like 2 years or so after I bought the car, the cage went in it, something like that. So I realized pretty soon that a convertible is not really a drag car. You could see in some of the pictures, like you could see it just twisted, off the line and stuff. So yeah, it cage needed to happen for sure.
Definitely. I remember. Main reason I asked I'm sure you don't remember this because it was a long, long time ago. But I remember it was probably 2013, 14. It definitely had the cage in it, but I believe it had to have been you. I can't imagine there's any other Vert pewter Camaros that has a cage and stuff.
Probably
but
not.
You came out to Topeka. It was just like a local car show. I had my Fox buddy there. I was a kid. I was in high school still. I had to have been really young. You were like, hey, any racing going on and stuff? I remember it was sketchy. Vert was like, that video just came out.
Yeah.
It was like a time, everything was going on. I remember it was just, it had nitrous on it, and it was just pretty simple, had the Weld RTSs on it and stuff. And I just remember it just being a beautiful car back then, too. So it's kind of weird. Yeah. It's just kind of odd to see it. I'm like,
I do remember that car show. Yeah. Because me and my roommate drove all the way out there to it.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing went on. That's just kind of typical Topeka. There's nothing. Nothing worth like racing really either. So just Topeka bullshit. But yeah.
Now I remember the first time I saw it, we were at 135th Sonic, right by KC Trends.
Okay, yeah.
Schweitzer.
Yeah, and I had my car was like a built 4L60.
Right on.
And that was it. That's all I had, like a drag.
How'd that work out for you?
We didn't race. Hey, it worked out fine for a while.
I had to use this line on you.
Yeah, but anyway, no, I saw it there. He had the convertible down with the cage on it. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So then I started modifying my car, and it was about time he started doing.
I think I ended up buying a SS car, a pewter hardtop 6-speed car, and I think this car, when I saw it, I was like, damn, that thing looks good. I had to have the RTSs on it and stuff, and it was I love pewter F bodies. They're just, some people don't like them, but I don't know, there's something about them. I originally
found this car on LS1 Tech.
Yep.
Jesus.
Me too.
Okay.
That's where I found my car
So,
too. Dead ass.
yeah, as soon as I saw pictures of this car on there, I was not looking for a pewter colored car. Like,
Yeah.
that was probably the last thing that I was actually looking for.
Yeah.
But yeah, after I saw it, I was like, man, that's it. Right
I
there.
love it.
You know, I hopped on a plane and flew down to New Orleans
You drove it back?
and then drove it all the way back.
damn.
Fuck yes. One-way ticket, fellas. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
It was
I
cool.
love it. I love it.
But
That's a memory.
once I saw it in person, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely
It's definitely
made a
one of
good
kind.
call.
Did you have any issues or anything?
Not one.
Have AC and stuff
Had
though?
the AC on the
Yeah.
whole way. Yeah.
God damn.
It was
Yeah.
nice. Got like 22 miles to the gallon.
That was
all the way
fun.
home.
That was
Yeah,
fun.
6-speed.
A 6-speed car.
Yeah.
like,
So what'd you pay
tan
for it
and
back
everything.
then? Compare
I paid,
to compare prices to today's market.
I think 15 is what I paid for it back then. 15.5 or
It's
something
probably like
that.
30 today.
Yeah, I originally bought it. I think it had like 38 or something thousand miles, 40,000, something like that when I bought
Yeah.
it.
Low mileage unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in SS
Yeah.
now a low mile SS are 25,
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
And they're not even going to have it built.
I wish I,
It'll
yeah.
be stock.
Yeah.
Mine had 67 when I
God
bought it.
damn.
And it had,
Mine had 127. I paid $5,500 for it.
I think I paid 90.
T-top car, which I wish I wasn't a T-top car, but
I think I paid 9,500, but it had a Mosier 9 like Fab 9-inch in it, RPM T56, and just like full bolt on LS1 and stuff,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
pretty good gasket
that's a
deal.
badass daily right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, it was fun. AC and heat
I
and
wish.
everything. I wish I still had that car so much.
I want
they're
one
fun.
that exactly like mine, but a 6-speed SS just to be able to drive it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just go do some shitties and fucking piss
Yeah.
off some Honda owners.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, you should. They're out there. I sent you a couple.
Yeah, they pop up every once in a while.
Yeah,
Just really nice
you
ones.
can get a bargain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of Cody's buddies bought a Z28, black Z28 for 4,500, $5,000. But the quarters just caved in. But obviously Cody's gonna fix it. So.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So what just kind of transitioning out of nitrous, you're obviously there's like turbo is obviously the most popular choice. What
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
made you choose Procharger, or kind of what drove you to do that?
Well, I like being different. So obviously I started with a convertible. So
you're different for sure.
I wanted to be, I wanted
Yeah.
I didn't want a normal just turbo LS Fox body,
Run-of-the-mill unit.
run of the mill stuff that everybody
Yeah.
has,
Yeah.
And so in line with that, the original plan was to put a cage in this thing and then just put more nitrous to it.
Yeah.
And so in doing that, we were going to go through and freshen the motor. And, even back then, 6-7 years ago, everybody was like 8 months out on any kind of machine
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So I found Rich in
Baser.
Oh yeah, that's who
RCE.
did. Okay,
Shout out
yeah,
Baser.
He's done some
Shout
stuff.
out Rich.
Yeah,
he's done
yeah.
some shit
So
for me.
he
He's got a motor
did this
for Cody
motor.
right now, yeah.
And anyway, when we pulled it apart or whatever, we found that, which is the old cam out of the car, and it ate a lifter, and then the lifter ate the cam, and it shot muddle all through the motor.
God damn.
And it still ran, so it was unbeknownst to me. I had no idea that this had happened.
Crazy.
So
Just LS
I
shit
was
right
very
there.
shocked when we started pulling hard parts out that were all shredded. And
It's like, whew.
so at that point, I was like, okay, well, so we need like a full rebuild. Like, it's
Yeah.
gonna need new top end parts and everything else, And so that kind of is what started the snowball rolling. And
That's a huge snowball.
The
It-
old mine
Yeah.
as well.
Colossus snowball.
Yeah.
is what it ended up as.
Finally stopped.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
yeah, I was initially gonna go turbo, and I just could not bring myself to do it. I was like, man, everybody does this. I almost wanted to just stay nitrous over, going turbo. But I was like, well, I gotta be able to keep up with these turbo cars. I'm tired of getting run around like right at the
Well, yeah.
line.
You're not gonna
so-
spend the money on a fucking $30,000 big block just so you
Yeah.
can put a 800 shot on it.
Yeah, so we pretty much came up with the plan. We're just gonna use the internals that I already had and put it in an iron block, just a little tougher,
So
than
it had the original block.
It
still,
had the
5.7.
LS1, like
Yeah.
original block, so all aluminum and everything. And those are definitely not great for making power unless you like put a lot of money into sleeves
Yeah.
and everything. So we went with the iron block, and then I wanted a power adder, so I started looking around, and I've always liked blower cars. Stevie Fast and all them out there whopping the throttle and everything. I always love blower cars. So I was like, well, I would really like to put a supercharger on it. But what kind of supercharger is going to make the power that I need? Pretty much Procharger is it. Yeah. That's it, man.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
I didn't want any problems with belts or anything. I've heard horror stories about belts shredding and
slipping.
Well, we've been on the street and Nick Girardi, he's got that. I don't know what Procharger he has. F1. I don't think it's crank driven. Well, it's not crank driven, but that car's a bad motherfucker. But one night he threw a belt off and he was just sad because that car's it's a bitch to put it back on.
Yeah, you got to take the blower off and all that shit.
I don't know if he's got to take it off, but there's no room in there because it's fucking got a huge motor.
Mod motor life.
Well, and it's a vet. I mean, it's kind of hard to work on anything on a vet anyway. Yeah. Then you stuff a whole bunch of Procharger goodies and stuff in there. Yeah, I can imagine it's probably not fun.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so I decided I was going to go blower. So I started looking around for something, and I was on Racing Junk, of all places, and I found an F1X on there. And so I called the guy up, and he was part of like an X275 race team or something, and he had 4 of these things that they just upgraded to at the time it was the new F1X12 that they made for X275 or whatever they just had allowed that blower in, I guess. So he was selling these old blowers that he had stacked up, and so I ended up getting it for like $2,500.
God damn!
He was just like giving these things away.
That's a fucking steal.
Yeah, I sent him a cashier's check or whatever, and it like showed up in the mail. I was blown away, but I figured I was getting scammed probably for sure. But
you sent him a cashier's check in the mail.
Sent him a cashier's check, dude.
That is so sketchy.
He was like,
the baker in me over here is dead. That's fucking sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, man. So it showed up. I was so happy that it wasn't a scam.
It's like sending $2,500 in cash. Hope I get it.
Yeah. So once I had that, I was like, all right, cool. We're doing this. So I started planning out like, what do I want to do? A ribbed belt, or do I want to just gear drive the whole thing? And so then Chris at Centrifugal Specialties had just come out with his gear drives, the X6 and the X10, and they were priced a lot better than a lot of the other gear drives out there that were $8,000 or $9,000 for their gear drives. And so I hit him up, and he ended up getting me one of these X10s. And once I had those 2 pieces figured out, the rest just kind of like fell together.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
So this car's on methanol, right?
It is on methanol.
What's the injector setup on this thing?
It's got 16 Bosch 210 injectors.
Gotcha.
And they're
that's a lot of fuel.
Well, they're set up in a stage. So the bottom 8 are what run it normally. And when they get to about 50% duty cycle, that's when the other 8 kick on up top.
Right. Perfect.
So
that's going to work great.
Yeah.
That way
Blake at 417 did the conversion on the intake. And he put the second set of injectors really high in the runner, so it'll soak up as much heat as we can. Because I figure if the second injectors kick on, we're making some steam. So that's when I want the fuel higher in the runner,
Sure.
Want to be good too, because then you don't have to worry about injectors being over duty cycled either.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Stephanie at Ultimate Injection, she's going to be doing all the injector stuff. So.
Yeah, she did. I got the same injectors. I just have 8 of them.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Yeah.
I'm over duty cycle on a set of billet atomizer 225s.
Well, you just put some more in there, man.
Yeah. Small block Chevy life. There's not a whole lot of runner there.
Yeah, he's got the big boy intake.
Yeah.
Well, actually, did you see the Holly had that mass, like the 10-foot tall one or whatever?
Yeah, like April Fool's Day or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
No,
how'd you even see it?
I was going to bring up that Steve Morrison like billet intake that they've got. That there's like 2 injectors underneath, and then there's like 2 up top, and
holy fuck.
it's they're doing the drag and drive stuff with them, so they run like 2 different fuel systems.
Oh.
one is race, I guess, and the other is just to drive around on.
Yeah,
So-
it's
so-
24 injectors is what it is. There's 2 rails up top, and then there's a set of single ones below. So you're typically running. You're running
so the
like
single is going to be for like pump gas or whatever.
you're running like 80s down below,
Yeah.
running pump gas, and then up top is your methanol. And that way you have 2 separate systems. There's no ball valve, check valves, and anything. It's just literally 2
That's the way to
separate
do it, 'cause
systems.
then you
That's
can
like
have,
how Devin Vanderhoof has
So
it.
then you
his
have like a
setup. It's
30-gallon
badass.
cell with the 80s or whatever, and then you
Yeah.
have a 3-gallon cell for your methanol or whatever, your race gas. Or
Yeah, you probably don't need 30 gallons, but I mean, you can have a decent sized tank. I mean, because at that point, it's not taking a whole lot of fuel just to drive it around. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
instead of like 80s, will really fuel a hog ass fucking big block easy. You know, just
Yeah,
cruising.
Steve Morris has upgraded his drive shaft and all that shit. Because didn't he break one? He broke a U-joint.
I don't know. I haven't been watching Seymour's videos,
I don't
honestly.
I saw he
But,
put like a massive U-joint in there, like a diesel truck U-joint.
I'm sure. I don't even want to talk about U joints right now. I ruined my weekend. So my brother's car.
What's your brother's car?
It's an 81 Firebird. It's got a 5.3 in it and stuff. So he just put a Holly on it with turbo 400. And we got it fired up and we went and started driving around it. We were just sitting there pulling off from a light, and I was sitting there messing with it, and then all of a sudden, boom! It just shot a U-joint out of the back, and my brother, he should have told me. He should have been like, hey, like, I'm kind of sketched out a little bit about this U-joint. Like, if something breaks, that's probably what it's going to be. Because he was like, I was a little worried about it, but he didn't tell me anything. So I was just like, what was that? Because it was like, boom. I was like, I didn't know if I just blew it up or the transmission let go, or it was a panic sesh. So I'm sitting there. It was stranded, hot as shit. But
Probably wasn't 4060. That's why it let go.
it was turbo 400, but it did not let go. So if it was a 4060, it would have went. It did let go. It never had it. Never had it to start with. So, but one question I have for you is these fucking hog ass headers on this bitch. Can you tell us a story about these things? Because those things are. I don't know if the camera can get this, but if not, we'll throw in a shot right here. Yeah.
So the headers were originally built by Eric Smith, who's, I think he does like NMCA and like a bunch of nitrous stuff. And his car was red, and I noticed his car a long time ago on like Facebook and stuff, and some videos of it and things like that. And I always loved his headers. That was what stood out to me.
Yeah.
I loved that car just for the headers, really.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm gonna do something like that one day. You know, I was like, that would be really cool
Be big
to
difference.
have the headers shoot out the side. Because on an F-body car, it is really hard to get the headers to shoot out like that.
Yeah.
You got to basically build the firewall around the headers.
Yeah.
So he was going to build Zoomies for his car. And so he ended up wanting to sell these. These are my dream headers. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll buy them.
How much?
How
Right now,
much?
right now.
You know? And so he shot, I think it was like $1,500 or something. He's like, I've got probably $3,000 in these things. So like, how about $1,500? I was like, sold.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, from there, we already had the front end of the car pretty much lopped off because I knew I was going to do bay bars and, you know, try and lighten the front end up just a little bit for all this Procharger business up front. So when I scored those headers, I was not really planning on cutting the entire firewall out of the car pretty much. But once I had those headers, I was like, yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So we stuck a truck mock-up motor in this thing and put the headers on it, you know, and started eyeballing everything. And yeah, it was a big undertaking to get those headers to fit. But I'm super glad that I did it because, man, those things, they sound awesome.
Yeah, one of a kind, man.
They look cool. I'm just a huge fan of those headers.
I was a little disappointed he didn't have big old bullhorns on those motherfuckers.
I do have bullhorns for it.
Yeah.
They just they look
extra,
really gaudy and stuff when you have those things like just hanging off the side. When we're tuning it, we're gonna have to run those because the O2 sensors are like right at the collector.
So you need the extra
There's
pipe.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's just a big 5-inch coffee can. So
Sounds so good though.
God.
I appreciate it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's I had a boner.
I was really happy with how the sound turned out. It was nice. as close to zoomies as I can get without actually having zoomies.
For
I feel
sure,
like.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think it's better.
100%.
I like it better.
yeah.
I would like that better. This
Yeah.
would be
One
how
of a
I'd want
kind.
it.
Never, you ain't gonna see it again.
Yeah, that's probably the only car with those type of headers on
I
there.
guarantee
You know,
it. I guarantee it.
it's a lot of work to make them fit. That's why it's probably the only.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's a couple others I see on
Yeah.
Facebook. You know, I think one of them, his last name's like Gonzo or something. You know, he runs the Jack Stan Jimmy or whatever.
Yeah.
He runs that car that's got him out the side like that too.
Yeah, that
But,
car is fucking sweet too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that X275 car. It's gold with the black stripe. It's got the zoomies stacked vertical.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is
I
kinda
don't know if
neat,
I've
dude.
seen that.
That's a Procharger car too.
Yeah. Loud.
Melt your
Yeah.
face off loud.
Loud. Definitely loud.
We're definitely gonna have
Yeah.
to make sure there's no one in the area when we're racing.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
will
this
be.
thing's gonna be loud
There
as
will be.
fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of that's a one and done type deal. The whole area is gonna
Well,
know.
I mean, Kendall's car's pretty loud
Yeah.
when he does burnouts,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's gonna beat this though. Loudness. I think this is
Blower cars are just inherently loud as
Yeah.
crap. So
it's fucking awesome though. It's
and you go
you do your
putting some
burnout and
crazy
you're
headers
like,
on them.
you're like, yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you fired it up for me and Jake and everybody else standing around, we were standing there listening to it. I'm like, we looked at each other. I said, "So when are we going blower?" He's like, "Man, motherfucker."
Yeah, Jake was kind of telling me that too. Yeah, he was thinking about pulling a trigger or something on doing a blower setup, and you know, there's
So
a lot of guys
badass.
that are trying to go blower because
It's a great substitute for a turbo
yeah,
application.
it's simple. You know, we control power with timing, which is instant.
Yep.
So you can drop or add
Well, I mean,
a couple hundred
yeah,
horsepower.
Look at all the Street
instantly.
Outlaws guys. Every one of them's fucking Hemi Procharger pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they all share data. They all share everything. I mean,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just I don't know. It's simple. You know, it's self-contained. Your engine has nothing to do with the blower really,
Yeah.
as far as oiling or anything else. So if you blow a turbo up, it doesn't, or blow a supercharger up, it doesn't take your motor out with it,
right.
and vice
Yeah.
versa. You know.
yeah, that's true.
So
Unless you do an oilless turbo type deal,
yeah,
but those are
It's expensive.
as much as a blower.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they're
Especially when you're buying
expensive.
two. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they ain't the old VS Racing China boy.
No. No Ching Chong China boy for sure.
So
Yeah.
what got you into cars? I guess are you like were you always a car guy or what kind of got you into cars?
Yeah, I've pretty much always been into cars since I was a kid. You know, I was into monster trucks and everything as a kid, and I had a huge collection of Hot Wheels, and you know, always played with cars. And I knew when I was a little kid, everybody asked me, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" Well, race car driver. Yeah. So
Here we are.
here we are.
So does anyone in your family have classics or any drag
No.
race?
My dad had kind of like a, you know, at the time it was kind of like newer, but now it would be like an OBS, you know,
Oh, okay.
Chevy single cab, you know,
Yeah.
some Kragers on it, you know, and yeah, it was pretty nice. I liked it, and other than that, yeah, it's pretty much just by myself. You know, I got into street racing and stuff, you know, with my high school buddies,
Yeah.
and we were in Paola, Kansas at the time.
there
I
you
graduated
go.
in Paola, so yeah, we'd go out and we'd find a county road, you know, and just go out there and race.
Yeah.
And it was really cool, and that's what kind of, you know, grew that love for the
Yeah.
street race part of it. It's just, you know, you and your machine go out there and just have fun.
Right.
You know,
that's
battling each other,
yeah,
and
it's the whole
it
point.
was a lot of camaraderie and
Talking shit.
yeah, a guy breaks something, we're all over there under his car helping him fix it. You know, that was kind of the world that I wanted to be a part of. So, yeah,
I feel like a lot of guys have lost touch with that side of it. They've gotten to where they're so competitive that
Yeah.
they forget, not necessarily where they came from, because that's really cliche to say,
sure,
but in a way they have. So it's like, I don't know.
it's all about winning.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, a lot of guys are like, oh, we're friends until we're at the line, and then it's like you see them outside of where they're at, and it's like you guys aren't really friends. You know,
Right,
you're
yeah.
being dicks to each other 24/7,
Yeah.
fighting and all that shit. But
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my whole point. I feel like if I can't take the car out and have fun, I don't want it anymore.
Right.
Because I already have a job. I don't need another job.
Right.
You know, it's all about, you know, my dad, he got that enclosed trailer. He's hit me up yesterday. He said, when's the race? I'm like, well, you got to get back in fucking town and finish my roll cages. But that's the whole plan, is to go out and have fun and relax and not have to worry about driving home after the race too. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Or spending money on a hotel, or worrying about the car being on the open trailer.
This stuff costs way too much money. It takes way too much time and way too much effort. You know, you're taking time away from your family and doing things to do this stuff. If you're not having fun doing it, what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
if it's
where I'm
just
at with
all
it.
about winning for you, then I feel like that's kind of sad, because you can have a lot of fun doing this stuff, and sure, winning's the point, but you know,
winning money and stuff.
you can have a lot of fun in the meantime.
Yeah.
in between,
Yeah. If I take this car out and I go a round or two, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Like, I had my fun. Like, that's cool.
That's always the goal: get past
Yeah.
first round. And
Right.
sometimes I don't go past first round.
Yeah.
that make it there and back in one piece.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
come
too.
back with a hurt
too.
car or wrecked
Right.
or.
I think you see mostly everybody too. It's like once like winning is amazing. Once you get to a certain level, you're seeing people start kind of take a step back and kind of getting back to, you know, trying to get at the highest level. You're seeing people come back to those, you know,
I
kind
agree.
of racing
Those
where they're
words,
just trying to
yeah.
have fun, because it's like, you know, it's just, you know, they're not having as much fun, you know, doing when it gets
Well, then you get that,
so
like
serious.
we just talked about, getting competitive, and then the guys are arguing and fighting, and next thing you know, there's fist fights, and it's like,
Right.
why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like, you watch the Street Dollars guys, and they're out there supposed to be role models and stuff, but they're throwing hands.
Absolutely. Yeah. I
You know?
agree.
And they post it because of the drama or whatever. Oh, the drama, so everyone will watch. But at the same time, it's like we're supposed to get a younger generation in there to be drag racing, to keep these
Right.
tracks alive and to keep. But yet, you guys are throwing hands.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's just passion. I mean,
I
you
mean,
know,
I
they
get
got
it,
so
but at the
much
same time, like, sometimes you
money,
gotta
passion.
fucking, like, hey, what are we? Whoa.
Yeah,
It's just,
for sure.
you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of TV value too. You know what I mean? I think there's
that's
a lot of
probably
people
most of
who
it.
put on a character and like
Yeah.
talk crazy. Which when you start talking crazy, there's other people who are not going to handle that. Like you know,
Yeah.
you talk crazy to somebody, there's like they don't tolerate disrespect, and then you got to fight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So and maybe that person was just talking because they're trying to get a sound bite or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
get a point in the
you know, it's
show
just kind
or
of one of
whatever.
those. But
Yeah, because you see him do the fastest in America and all this stuff, and it just seems like it's not fun.
yeah,
Seems like it's
It
not
really
fun at
doesn't
all.
seem that fun. Yeah.
yeah.
Middle of the desert, nothing around you.
Yeah.
But Jesse, let's cover this. So you did IFO, you took the truck out. Let's run that through kind of the day, how, you know, we've obviously talked shit on Heartland Park like crazy. So we can definitely, you know, talk about how Heartland was, how the event was, and then how the truck was overall, you know.
The event was all right. I mean, it was fucking packed. There was a shitload of people out there.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah.
But, I mean, there was, I don't know, there was the staging lanes were full of cars. There was a lot of people racing and stuff, but that event attracted the demographic of people we don't really care for as far as cars go. Kids, high schoolers, people being idiots, hauling ass through the pits. I mean, when the gates opened, we got there fairly late. I mean, I think we rolled into the track about 6:15 or something like that. And literally the entire time, and I'm guilty of it too, there's a tunnel you drive through to get up into the pits. Everybody was hogging on it in the tunnel for
Yeah.
like 2 hours.
Oh man.
Yeah, sitting in there, bah, 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 doing their two-step bullshit. It's just like,
Yeah.
first couple, all right, that's cool. And then it's like, shut up.
Trying to focus here.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that was all right, but my biggest complaint about the whole event was they shut the drag racing down for the two-step competition
What?
for like an hour.
Oh man.
I don't like
Yeah,
that.
so
don't like that.
I mean, I get it. That's part of their event because that's what people like, and it's
Yeah.
it brings the crowds and stuff. But it's like You have like, I don't know.
Do both at the same time.
Yeah, or they had, I don't know, at least 150 cars that were trying to drag race.
Just let them go.
Yeah, not for an hour. I mean,
and then the people.
Well, even if
choose.
they base it off like a decibel reading, they have like a mic that reads that.
It's off crowd reaction.
Surely you can hear a pass go and then go with your two-step.
Yeah, or just move the two-step competition a little bit further away. I mean, they got a lot of property there.
Tons of room out there.
I feel like that kills a lot of the. If you're moping around for an hour and you're trying to drag race, you're gonna be like, ugh.
Yeah, it already takes a century to get a race finished anyway.
Yeah. To the drag racers, I think they're I'm sure they're catering to the crowd.
The people that input face all
which. Fair, it's like, well, we don't want you to miss any drag racing.
Event,
we want you to be able to enjoy this and then be able to resume drag racing.
Well, people didn't have to get up and move to see both events. So, I mean, they did it right in front of basically the Blaine Johnson seats.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it was front row and center, and everybody was in those seats. I get it, but at the same time, as a drag racer, from my perspective, I'm like, it's getting a little late. We're shutting this unit down at 11, and it's 9:45.
Yeah,
they're still going.
Yeah.
So it was. I was just happy to see that many people out there. It was cool.
It's good to hear.
Yeah.
I like that it was a little evening event and later at night, so it's a little bit cooler out. You didn't have to deal with that.
That day was hot and
it was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't
bring the golf cart.
I had mine. It's all right.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Tied up.
But so I mean, it was there's a lot of people there and stuff. But I did get to yell at one person. I shouldn't make that sound positive, but so you go through the tunnel and then it basically immediately 4 ways to where you can go left or right.
Yeah.
There's a dude in a 350 or 370Z started cutting donuts. Threw a half can of beer out of his car. I was like, get the fuck out of here! I was like,
I feel like that's well deserved though. That is a positive thing because if no one said anything, people are going to think it's okay.
Well, then the next guy would have started doing it and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, dude, there's a fucking drift competition literally down by the tech building. Go down there.
Yeah, drift on the track. Yeah, allowing you to do it because if people keep doing that shit, they're not going to have the event.
Yeah, I know. Your fucking Heartland's holding on by a fucking string. They're
fighting
working on IFO's all they got.
I ain't
really.
paying my taxes.
I mean, IFO literally is all they have other than NHRA stuff.
Yeah, because they're not doing streetcar over
testing.
There.
Yeah, they do test and tunes, but I'm saying like big event wise, no one will work with them. Rocky Mountain Race Week, Drag Week, nobody will go back there. They will not do an event there, and they all publicly say it. Streetcar Takeover is the same way.
Yeah, they're fucking gonna do it at Iowa, the actual event.
Yeah.
So we have to drive 2.5 hours to go to Streetcar Takeover, the actual drag race event.
Yeah, because I think that next year, hopefully with Flying H, they will have racing, right? Yeah. So and that's something to look forward to for sure. Yeah. But it is really sad, is that we do have a local track, and it just clearly they have a bad taste in their mouth, and probably for good reason. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and that's what I said. I'm like, this is why we can't have nice things. It's because of people like him acting a fool.
Yeah.
Go find a fucking Walmart parking lot if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, or go out on the fucking road somewhere else, not in the middle of the damn track. I mean, goddamn, man.
Sure, there wasn't like any officials around at all.
No. There was no security. There was no nothing.
They can't afford it.
Wow. Yeah, they can't.
I mean, honestly, cotton
It's
swab's all they got.
Yeah, he's let me do a burnout past the starting line.
He didn't say nothing.
Wow. I went up there and asked him. I'm like, hey, you allowing burnouts past the starting line? Yes, we are. Thank you for asking. I'm like, wow.
He saw the podcast. Just don't shit talk me again on the pod, bitch. But that is going to catch up to us one day.
Yeah, it probably will. The truck fought the truck the whole time. Typical.
What'd you fight? Like, what were you fighting? What the issues were you fighting?
So, trans brake wouldn't hold when the training would get warmed. I thought it was an electrical problem, like a relay, solid state relay. Very few instances do those fail.
Yeah, correct.
pretty sure I called M&M after I got home. I started going through everything, looking at the log, making sure everything was working. Pretty sure the band is going away in it, and that's why it's because holding the trans brake, I wasn't even bumping in it, and the truck was just jerking like I was bumping in.
What RPM?
Like 45, 4800. So that was a problem, and then it was super fat on the trans brake. I had to take a bunch of fuel out of it. The new fuel pump's a fucking hog, I guess. So then second pass, I was like, all right, well, we'll at least give it some power and try to get down or whatever. Gave it like, I don't know, 8 pounds on the brake and 15 just all the way down the track. A nice, easy hit. Turned the key on, went to start the truck. Boost controller stuck on. Shifter shifted itself, and it pissed all the CO2 out of it.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
So I don't know what's going on there. I had to unplug the shifter so I could actually shift it. It was a shit show.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's why.
That's why I test.
That's why you
There you
test.
go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like I said on Facebook or whatever. At least we got home in one piece. Nothing's
Yeah.
hurt.
And you figured out what you need to fix to get.
Yeah.
Because then you go back out and test, and hopefully you fix the issues. And then when you're at a race, you're not dealing with that.
Yeah, the trans is.
Yeah.
And what chaps my ass just a teeny tiny bit is when I had the motor apart going through it. I'm like, oh, I should take the tranny down to M&M. Nah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It worked when I parked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the motor's in it. You're like. But you have
That's
a
your luck,
mid plate
though.
though and shit, don't you?
Oh, it takes like 20 minutes to pull the trans out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Brady's over here like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We fought, yeah.
But
We
so
fought
that's
mine too. Mine's a bitch.
that's how it went.
But I
Wow.
mean, you learned. You
Could be worse.
Could be way worse.
You learned, yeah. You learned, and now you can do better next time. You know.
There you go.
Broke your
Oh,
ankles.
it's, listen to those kids.
Shit, Brady, go over there and fucking show them what's up, son.
Dude, I fucking have a broken
Go
knee
dunk
or
on
else
their
I'd go
ass.
fuck those kids up. Hit a fucking...
We're still gonna have to get a video of Brady dunking because I don't fucking believe him.
Yeah, I will. It'll take... Dude, it's going to be like a year from now. I got a long road to recovery
Shit.
left. My left leg is
I'm gonna show up with
deteriorated
stilts.
to nothing.
I'm gonna have stilts.
I ought to send you a picture of my two legs side by side. It's bad. Just shrunk down to nothing after not using it for like two
It's
and
like
a
an
half
old
weeks.
piece of beef jerky and a damn.
Dude, it's
Knee
fucking
brace.
horrible. It's horrible, man.
Is that Jack Links? Is that where that comes from?
Yeah. Fucking sucks ass.
It's not even deer jerky.
Fucking Slim Jim over there.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh yeah. So when's your first event besides after the dyno, or you kind of thought that far ahead?
I really haven't thought that far ahead yet.
No
Maybe
races.
make
No,
some
race,
street licks here.
no
and there.
races planned or anything.
Not really planned. I think the main plan right now is just to get the tune
Saturday.
taken care of and get all the little gremlins worked out of it. And
I might have to swing down there Saturday.
yeah. We're gonna. I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, everything stays together, and
I'm sure it's gonna stay together. The fucking God, come on.
I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna probably let him do
You're
a little
gonna
bit.
let him do a little.
I'm gonna let him do a little bit. We may not be pushing for like ultimate
26
timing,
pounds, but yeah, at
Yeah.
least do 13 or something, 10.
but yeah,
Give it some RPM. Make sure
Yeah.
everything's happy.
right.
Yeah. Make sure fueling. I mean, there's a lot of safeties in it. I mean, it's gonna be wonderless. It's gonna be fucking perfect. I have a feeling.
I really hope so. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do it on the dyno.
Safer.
Yeah.
It's much safer.
He would probably come over here and like mess with it
Oh,
over
I
here,
bet he
but
would.
I just strap it down, let him play with it, do whatever he needs to do in a controlled environment. It's
It's the
gonna be
best
Well,
way.
and you can get the car up
Yeah.
to 130, 120 or something and see what.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's lined out.
Yep,
No stupid vibrations or anything.
probably the best way to do it for sure.
It is the best way. It's safer, like Brady said.
Yeah, it's fucking sketchy. Tuning shit on the street. I mean, it's okay, but
You're just
it just
hoping that
depends.
this shit's
You can't really
right.
get as a tuner perspective too. It's just like it just depends. Like if you have somebody who's if the car's getting loose and they're having to pedal it and they're if it's there's a it's hard. You got to drive the car at the same. The other person's still trying to drive the car, so they're feeling the road out, and you can't really get a good full clean pull ever unless it's
dyno. You're getting the same consistent pull.
Yeah, it's pretty challenging, but that's
consistency
the best way to do
part.
it.
That's the best.
That's where you want it. That's where you want to be with racing. You want to be able to do the same thing.
Right.
Be consistent.
Yeah.
A to B. Everyone talks about going A to B.
Yeah, definitely. So you got, obviously your first main goal was get the car done. You wanting to win a race? Is there a time that you have in mind that you want to run, or is it just, what are you thinking?
I mean,
next goal.
4s would be awesome.
480s. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know.
499.
499.
That'd be fucking.
I'd be tap dancing around the place the whole night over that.
Damn.
That would just be great. But yeah, I don't know if it'll happen this season. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I would definitely like to get a 4 on the board. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fucking tits.
Yeah. I'd like to do some no trailer races and stuff that we got going on here. See how it does.
I'd love to come down and help you, man.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck yeah, I just like being around it.
Hey.
And I hope that
Won't you be racing?
Sure.
How are you going to help him while you're racing? You got to be in it.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have Cody help us.
Yeah. Here you go, your helper.
Yeah. My little helper.
He's back there. Yeah. He's got heart.
He's got heart.
Heart for days.
Yeah.
He'll fight for you, that's for fuck sure. But no, yeah, that's kind of why I went to turbo too. I just got tired of spending money on nitrous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely not getting any cheaper.
No, it's not. So
yeah.
But like I said, we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be ecstatic if I can run a 599 on the street on my draggy. If I can get a 599,
yeah,
I'll be fucking just.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to 4s on the street, but yeah, if I do like mid 5s or something, or 5.9 or something on the street, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my goal is 580s this year, but we'll see.
Cool.
Gotta keep working at it, man. You gotta keep
put
the time in.
Nothing but work.
Gotta go for it. Mm-hmm. Is there any events going on this weekend or anything
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Nothing?
I know I'm trying to make H-Town June 17th.
June 17th. I did enter that, actually same day, June 17th, the roll race.
Where's that at?
It's in Nebraska, I believe, at the track.
Beaterbaum's track or whatever?
I think so. I mean, 1320's putting on, it's our local track. They wanted like 800 horsepower cars or something, roll racing event. They were sending a picture and details on the car, and I think my car would actually do pretty good.
You gonna drive it there?
No, I'll trailer it. There's no way I want to drive it that far. It would probably make it, but it would be so miserable.
Yeah,
and it'd be so hot when it's ready to it'd be like 220. I'm ready to roll. And in case it breaks or things like that, I'm just, the next time I go to the track, I'm probably gonna trailer it because it's probably gonna blow the rear end out of it or the axle or something. We'll see. I'm gonna fucking put it to it though for sure.
Well, you haven't found the weak point yet.
No, we'll just find out. Everyone told me that thing wasn't gonna last at all. So, and it's held up solid as fuck.
Were they boomers?
So. No, they're a bunch of BMW queers.
Yeah,
might as well be boomers.
Same things. Yeah.
Yeah. Same
Mazel.
Yeah. Not boomers. Boomers, they don't know. They're probably like
Beamer. What?
They thought that thing was gonna. They're like. I told them, I was like, I mean, it should run like a 9. I'm pretty sure, it's got everything it needs. And they're like, don't get your hopes up and just be happy if it runs like an 11 or something. And I'm like, this thing fucking all it does is run an 11. I'm going to freaking blow my head off. Like, get the hell up out of here.
Yeah.
But, man. No, so we'll see how that goes. But it'd be cool if it's an invite only deal. So, They don't invite me.
You message them on Facebook or something?
You had to send an email in. So, I sent it to Matt or whatever. So, we'll see. I would think
Cash days, roll race?
It's a roll race, $100 entry, like $1,800 minimum payout. There's like 3 classes, like 3 different. They're
3
all
different cash days, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're all like in the same power range. I think they're just splitting it up to like bracket it out in the end of there. And I think I'd do pretty good. So, we'll see. I would think that would be like entertaining, and that they're doing it to make a video and make it to see like cars people would want to see. I'd imagine my car would be kind of cool to see roll race somebody.
Man,
But maybe not. Maybe I'm biased.
Hey, he took hella pictures of your car at Street Car Takeover this year. So
This year?
Kyle did.
Did he really?
He was taking pictures of Zach's WS6, and he was on the Beamers.
Oh, I
he
didn't know
skipped
that.
over my car, whatever.
Yeah. He always does. They always do my car. But
Yeah, it's
White
fucking-
F body.
yeah.
Seen that? LS Turbo, seen that?
I did like the comment somebody was like, that I might have said this in the last one, but it was just like, here's the kids and here's the mommy. And it was like, you're a
No,
turbo.
we
and
didn't
then-
have one last.
I think we had one after Streetcar Takeover. I probably said that. Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, I definitely.
I have no idea. I'm lost.
We had one before, right before, and right after. Because it's
Maybe.
been a week.
It's been a week. Mother.
See?
I'm losing my mind.
Because Jesse with the IFO, so how could he have been
Oh,
that?
yeah.
at Streetcar?
Okay, you're right.
Jesus
You're right.
Christ, one beer got you lit.
2 beers.
2 beers?
Cheap date.
Where the single moms at, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Here's the they're making fun of Zach's turbos. They're so. But there's 2 of them though.
It's clean, though.
Oh,
It's
his
a
car's clean as fuck.
Clean setup. I like
I
it.
wish he'd get his shit together so we can race it.
I know, he told me he's having some issues.
Yeah, I haven't got over there to help him.
Get it figured out.
Boost controller issues. Yeah.
I know those problems.
Yeah.
Matt's like, I don't
I don't know
know.
what a boost controller is. What's that?
It's right here, baby.
Yeah, that was nice with the nitrous. I have to worry about them. Well, oh my
Yeah,
my nitrous solenoid didn't kick on.
Come on.
Can we do it again? Let me bang on it a little bit.
Yeah, because you don't have your 1-aught wiring going to the cylinder.
Right.
I had
Yeah.
too much bottle pressure. Can we do it again? Yeah. If I tell you what, though, the one annoying thing about being nitrous is when I was out, when I drove it everywhere and raced, I had 2 bottles, 2 15-pound bottles when I didn't have nano.
Yeah.
And we'd race all fucking night, but it's sure as fuck.
Well,
Hey,
yeah,
can
when
you
you're only
take your
spraying
bottle-
100 horsepower.
I was right 250 shot off the line.
I know. I'm
There you
fucking with
go.
you.
And they were like, well, can you take the bottle off of it? I'm like, dude, I didn't build the car tonight. It runs on bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottle is a part of the motor.
Unhook the
Right.
nitrous, then we'll race.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I had a guy who's like, why don't you take one of the turbos off? I was like, why don't you suck my butt?
How the fuck am I going to do that? Yeah, I have a whole nother kit in the trailer just for one turbo.
Yeah.
God.
I used to run around with a 15-pound bottle. Like,
Yeah.
I had nano on it, sure, but it was just one bottle. And I was like, all right, well, this ought to be good for like a night of racing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then you'll get like some little penny days or mini cash days together, you know? You'll
Yeah,
run
but
your
that-
passes in that, you know? And it never fails, you know? It's at the end of the night, your bottle's like right at empty.
Yeah.
Like there's probably nothing left in it. And you get the loudest dude talking crap to you wanting to race at the end of the night when he knows you ain't got anything left.
Yeah.
It used to get me every single where were you when I just got here when I had a full bottle in this thing? Like
Yeah.
where were you at then? You know?
Yeah.
He's 5 beers deep. Had the courage
Well,
to come
yeah,
say
and
something.
I have two.
Yeah.
I have 2 15-pound nano kits still. I still have them, but I ran 2. Everyone would look in the back and be like, "Why in the fuck is there 4 bottles in the back of this motherfucker?" You gotta be prepared,
Because
son.
she's a hog.
Yeah.
And I think I get 5 passes out of 15, 6 passes, something like that.
Yeah.
And go through them every fucking weekend.
Had chills.
Sounds about right.
Fuck yeah.
I do love nitrous, so I do. It's still in my
It's
heart.
badass.
It's still in my heart.
Yeah.
Watching Kai Kelly and shit, all the shit he does, it's like, God, I couldn't imagine having like 3 kids, 4 kids.
That'd be wild.
Mind you, the new car is not nitrous, it's blower, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, he made the big switch. Is he roots blower or something like that now?
Yeah,
Or is it a screw?
I
Yeah.
think it's screw.
Yeah.
It's a unit.
The G body, that thing's fucking badass.
Yeah, made this cool
Yeah.
God,
for sure.
Fucking
Thank you.
screw blowers.
the things you can do.
Man. Yeah.
What do you think, boys? Anything else we want to cover?
No.
We gonna get a cold start of this thing? Sound clip?
Yeah, we probably could. It's going to be really loud in here.
Hey, that's fine.
Matt's over here like, ow.
Just for a second, we'll get a.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Sure, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, we'll get that. And Jesse, you ain't subscribing?
You ain't vibing.
All right.